This is the pitch inside MetLife Stadium, where Spain and Argentina will meet to decide the 2026 World Cup. The object waiting on the pedestal for the winner is 5 kilograms of 18-karat gold. The winning captain will hoist this trophy in front of billions. They will only hold it for a single night before they have to give it back. The real trophy immediately returns to a secure vault in Zurich, Switzerland. The champions go home with a gold-plated brass replica. FIFA's strict confiscation protocol comes from a long history of losing the hardware. During World War II, an Italian official took the original Jules Rimet trophy and hid it in a shoebox under his bed to protect it from the Nazis. In 1966, the trophy was stolen in London in broad daylight, only to be sniffed out of a hedge a week later by a dog named Pickles. In 1983, thieves in Brazil broke through a bulletproof case and took it a final time. It was never recovered, and investigators concluded it was melted down into gold bars. To replace it, the current trophy is cast in Milan using lost wax, a technique identical to how Egyptian burial masks were forged. The artisan pours gold over a ceramic shell to ensure the center remains hollow. If it were solid gold at this size, it would weigh 80 pounds, and no player could actually lift it in celebration. Why do the world's greatest tactical minds sacrifice everything for a hollow object they can't even keep? Reaching the final requires navigating an expanded 8-game marathon, the longest path to a title in World Cup history. This animated diagram maps out the 4-2-3-1 formation Spain and Argentina rely on. Instead of staying wide, the wingers drift inside, opening direct central shooting angles. This movement leaves massive pockets of empty space on the flanks for defensive fullbacks to push up. Spain and Argentina occupy the same starting shape, but their execution has produced the tournament's two most extreme statistical profiles. Spain operates as a nearly impenetrable defensive wall. Through 7 matches against top-ranked teams, they have conceded exactly 1 goal. Rodri anchors that stability. Operating in the center, he controls the pace of the match and perfectly shields the backline from counterattacks. Argentina, meanwhile, uses the framework as an overwhelming offensive machine. They lead the entire tournament with 18 goals. They specialize in punishing exhausted legs, scoring exactly half of those goals in the 75th minute or later. With both teams starting from a 4-2-3-1 base, the final comes down to the individual stars, who can find a way to break the deadlock within those familiar lines. This clash of styles is defined by the 2 individuals who occupy the opposite ends of this era of global football. Lionel Messi is 39 years old. He is defending his title, leading the Golden Boot race, and staging the final act of his career. Lamine Yamal is 19. He is attempting to conquer the world and seize Messi's vacant throne at an age when most are still in academies. The list of players starting a World Cup final as a teenager is remarkably short. Pelé set the standard when he scored twice in 1958. Kylian Mbappé followed him 60 years later in 2018. If Spain wins, Yamal will bypass Italy's Giuseppe Bergomi to become the youngest starter to lift the trophy since Pelé himself. Messi is 1 goal away from joining the club of players who have scored in 2 different World Cup finals. It's a list currently restricted to Zinedine Zidane, Vava, and Pelé. But the goal waiting inside MetLife Stadium comes with an impending deadline. The malachite base of the current trophy only has 17 spaces for champions' names. After 2038, this specific piece of hardware will be retired forever. Across 104 matches and 39 days of competition, the ultimate goal is the malachite base. Carving a name into that stone is the only permanent reward the World Cup offers, a place in history that outlasts the gold.